I was 40 years old the first time I went to Israel. I had circled the globe in my 20s, traveling alone, discovering cultures, cuisines, cute boys, all by myself. And Israel was never on my mind or on my itinerary. And then if you fast forward a decade, I went to Israel on a special women's trip with Lori Palatnik, who's the founding director of Momentum, and a role model and a mentor to thousands upon thousands of women this world over. It was a trip that would become the basis for what is today Momentum. I remember arriving in Ben Gurion Airport and not knowing what to expect. See, I had 2 small kids at home and a husband who was not so thrilled that I was leaving for what was in those days 10 days. But I'd been told that the soul of a Jewish person thrives in the land of Israel, that it may be the ideal ecosystem for the Jewish soul, that one can absorb more wisdom in a week walking on that land than you can accomplish in a year outside of it. And I was not prepared for the profound experience I simply felt walking those streets. But what nobody told me about was the sparkling blue sea and the beaches filled with gorgeous sunbathers and surfers and families and singles and dogs and drinks and delights. No one told me there's a fabulous 2-story Zara store in the Manila Mall, which is just steps from the gates of the old city of Jerusalem and the Kotel. No one told me that there are more vegan restaurants per capita than anywhere on earth, or that the food is so off the charts delicious that you will eat from morning till night, and that you won't gain an ounce because you're gonna walk and walk and walk and walk till you drop. No one told me about Israeli fashion designers or its incredible art scene. I never knew about its inclusive nature, about the multicultural ingathering of Jews from all 4 corners of the world who will reimagine what you think Jewish looks like. That it is possible to stand at a streetlight beside a man with long side locks, a girl with a mohawk and full piercings, a priest in his cassock, and an Ethiopian-born soldier in full uniform. But what I like best are the words of Abraham Joshua Heschel, who wrote in Israel, An Echo of Eternity in 1969. The land of Israel has been sanctified by the words of the prophets, by the suffering of a whole people, by the tears and prayers of thousands of years, by the labor and dedication of pioneers. Such sanctity is precious to God, vital to the people, a light within history. The state of Israel is not only a place of refuge for the survivors of the Holocaust, but also a tabernacle for the rebirth of faith and justice, for the renewal of souls, for the cultivation of knowledge of the words of the divine. By the power and the promise of prophetic visions that we inhabit the land by faithfulness to God and Torah, we continue to survive.